Hi students, welcome back. Today you're going to learn what a collage is. And we're going to explore with collage. You ready to begin? Let's get started. The studio habit we're focusing on today is stretch and explore. Today we're going to be experimenting with some collage materials. Our essential questions today are, what is a collage? What kind of materials can you use to make a collage? First, we'll view pictures and a demonstration. Second, you'll have studio time where you'll pause the video and create. Third, you'll clean up your materials. And fourth, we'll share and reflect at the end. So what is a collage? A collage is a piece of art made by sticking materials such as photographs or pieces of paper or fabric onto some sort of backing. The picture below is an example of a collage. There are many different materials you can use for a collage. Here are some examples. You could use painted paper, magazines, newspapers, photographs, colored paper, graph paper, fabric, or you could even use your own drawings. Now that you know what collage is, let's take a look at some artists who have used collage in their work. This is by Henri Matisse. He titled it Horse, Rider, and Clown, and he created it in 1947. He used colorful pieces of paper in which he cut out the shapes to create this piece of art. These are by Hannah Hotch. She cut up photographs to make these collages. This is by an artist named Michelle Keck. She used a variety of materials to create this collage of a dog. This is by an artist named Romer Bearden. What materials do you think he used to create this collage of musicians? You've probably seen this artist's work before. His name is Eric Carle. He's well known for his children's books. One is called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Have you heard of it? Okay, so we're going to start with all kinds of materials to explore today, and you can just round up whatever you have where you are. It could be junk mail. Sometimes envelopes have really cool designs inside of them that you could use. I have some old paper, some painted paper left over from a student last year. I have some fabric scraps. If you have string or fabric scraps you could use, that would be good. Does this look familiar? This is from the other day when we explored drawing materials. So you could use your own drawings or some sort of paper that has stuff on it. If you have construction paper, that would also be good. So you'll have to round up a variety of materials that you can glue down for your collage today. You'll also need to find some sort of sturdy background that we can glue this paper and fabric and stuff to. So I'm using, this is an old box from some protein bars, and you can just take it apart because this is really nice and sturdy material. It needs to be something pretty sturdy because if we're going to glue a bunch of things onto it, we want it to be able to hold all that stuff. So I'm going to use some scissors. You might need a little help if you're taking apart a box. Sometimes they come apart easily. Sometimes you might need a little bit of help. So you figure out what you need. And you know, I think I sort of want to make my collage today, my exploration, I think I want it to be sort of just this square. So I'm going to use my scissors very carefully. I'm going to try to cut this nice little square out. That way I'll have a nice background for my collage. I could even use these bits in my collage if I wanted. So I'm going to cut this part off. Notice how I'm cutting away from myself and turning the piece that I'm cutting. Cutting away from myself. Alright, last side. Okay, this is going to make a great, nice, sturdy background. It's very thick, but not so thick that it's hard to cut. Okay, so there's my background. Now, I'm not going to cut my background anymore. I'm going to let it hold all the stuff that I'm going to glue onto it. So now we can start experimenting with our papers and fabric, anything else you rounded up. You might want to try tearing paper. So if I'm going to tear it, I'll just hold it between my fingers like this and then just practice tearing. And look what that does to the edges. See how fuzzy they are? So you can try tearing. That's one way to explore. You could try cutting with your scissors. Look at that line compared to the one I tore. One is really fuzzy and the other one is very sharp. Maybe I want to cut something out of here. What if I cut a shape out? Do you think you can cut a shape? Oh, maybe I'll try to make a heart for my collage. You could draw a shape first and then cut on the lines that you drew. So it's a good day to practice some cutting, practice some tearing. And notice I'm not gluing anything down yet. I'm just getting my pieces for my collage. I'm just getting them ready, but I haven't glued anything down yet. I don't want to glue it down until I'm ready. So, oh, this kind of makes a neat little piece too that I cut. Let's see, maybe I'll tear some of this. Tear some. And then you can kind of start arranging your pieces in an interesting way. Oh, what if I made a smaller heart in the middle of the large heart? Let's see what that looks like. What do you think? Maybe I'll put some other colors down. So once you get your pieces figured out, oh, I've totally forgotten about my fabric pieces. I'd like to use those too. This sort of looks like it would be good for the corner here, doesn't it? Maybe this. I could cut it. This is called burlap. It's a really loose fabric. Kind of falls apart pretty easily. Maybe I want to make just like the corner in burlap. Look at that. This is turning out to be a pretty interesting collage. I think I need something behind this heart, so I'm going to start. Maybe I'll just put this on top of this and cut around it. Maybe just hold it on there and cut some pieces off. So you're just exploring today. Explore with what materials you have and see how you want them to look. See how you want to put them on your collage. All right, once I start to get my idea figured out, I think I've got it about how I want to do it. Then you can work on gluing things down. So if you have a glue stick, that would work great. I'm going to just take my things off of my background first. You can kind of leave them the way you want them. And we're just exploring today, so it doesn't really need to look like anything. I made a heart just because I felt like it, but if yours is just pieces of paper and fabric, that's totally fine. Because we're just exploring today, seeing what collage is and how to make a collage. I think I'll glue this big piece down first. So I'm going to hold my piece down and stick the glue on the back. And then lift it back up and flip it. Press down. Now, which piece do you think I should put next? I'm going to overlap this piece that I just did with another piece. Maybe I'll put that piece going across like that. So I'm going to flip it over, put the glue on the back of the piece that I want to glue down, turn it back over and press it down. Maybe this corner piece now. So this one, it's going to be a little hard for me to get the glue on the back of this burlap because it kind of falls apart. So I'm going to actually put the glue on my background for this one. But I think it's kind of easier for most of the paper pieces to put the glue directly on the back of your paper piece. Okay, there's my burlap. Now what? What should I do now? How about this heart? Should I go ahead and put the heart on? Let's do it. So I'm gonna glue the back, flip it over, press it down. What do you think about collage so far? It makes an interesting picture, doesn't it? Let's put the little heart on top of that. Oh, what if I put the little heart on top of another piece? What do you think about that? I think I might just leave it the way it was. Yeah. So put this on the back. And notice as I'm gluing it, I can change my idea. I can move things different ways. Just however you want it to look is what you're creating today. And we're just practicing. We're trying new things, seeing what it's like to glue pieces of paper, to tear pieces of paper, to use your scissors and glue. What do you think you could make as a collage? Could you make a picture of yourself as a collage? That would be fun, wouldn't it? You can make all kinds of things with collage. I might do one more piece right there. And then I think that's all the pieces I want to put on mine. Okay. So you'll have to look through and see what you have at your house or what you have near you to create your collage with today. Remember to find a sturdy piece to glue all your pieces to. And then just experiment. Try tearing paper, try cutting paper. You could try rolling paper up. If you have a pen or a pencil, you could hold the paper on one side and roll it to create some interesting pieces that sort of curl. Try different things and see what you can experiment. It's time to create. Go ahead and pause the video, gather your supplies, and experiment and explore with collage. When you're finished, press play. Now that you've had a chance to experiment, let's reflect on what you've learned. I'm going to go through each question, and you can pause the video to answer with someone near you, or you can just think through the answers to yourself. Number 1, how did you experiment with the materials? Number 2, what did you discover while exploring today? Number 3, do you have any ideas of what you could create as a collage? Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had fun exploring collage. If you'd like to share your work, you can use the hashtag KCSFineArts. Thanks, and see you next time.